Hey folks, today Sea Alpha's gonna try his hand at aquascaping. And there's nothing up my sleeve. Can't wait to see it. Hey YouTube, this is Pecktec, and today we're going to take a look at a used aquarium that I used to own. When I bought the Fluval Edge 12 gallon, I transferred all the contents from this tank into the Fluval Edge, and I gave this tank to a friend of mine. Well, he used it for a long time, and it kind of fell on hard times. It had some problems. And so we decided to just completely redo it. Now, it's a little scratched up. It's not a perfect example of a great aquarium, but it will show you that you could go to a garage sale, for instance, and picked up a used aquarium and still have some fun doing some aquascaping. Now, it might not be a tank that you keep for years and years, but nothing else, it's a great place to practice aquascaping. It's still a nice way. It'll still look beautiful set up. So we're going to take a look at this old tank and see if we can get it looking nice again. Okay, Sea Alpha, so what can you tell me about this particular aquarium? Now, this is a 5-gallon tank. It was made by Marineland under the name Regent, and they sold it at Walmart and places like that about 8 years ago. And did you add that background? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I cut that background out of that standard black and blue material. Oh, that's really neat. It fits under these little ridges really well, so it's pretty cool. All right, well, I'm going to let you go ahead and get started, and I'm going to sit and watch. Fine with me. Maybe make some comments along the way, okay? Okay. All right, so here we go. This tank is pretty nice. It's got an integrated filter, kind of like the Eclipse filters or all the other Eclipse filters that they were making around that period of time. I actually have the filter pulled out while I do the aquascaping, but I'll put it in kind of the last part and I'll show you how that works too. This does have a compact fluorescent light bulb inside of it. It's like a little tiny T5 light, and it does grow plants. It grew that huge Anubis, or all the plants you see in my Fluval Spec 12 gallon came from this aquarium, so it grows plants really well. In fact, some of the plants that I'm putting in here from the Fluval Spec, I'm trimming off some plants that I put in there and I'm putting them back in here, so it's gone full circle. Alright, so the first step is going to be to add some gravel, so I'm just going to remove this lid, place it aside, and I've got some Eco Complete left over from another job that I did, another aquarium someplace along the line, I'm not sure even which one, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour it in. That might be too much. Let's see. Nope, it's okay. Eco Complete's a really interesting substrate. It's basically gravel, but it's really, really finely done gravel, so makes it really easy for the roots to take hold. It's very nice. It comes packed in with some biological material. Now, always put it down first for a layer. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water. Just a little bit. Things nice and soggy. Alright, so I'd like to start off with the Hardscape first when I do some aquascaping. Is that spider wood that I see you putting in there? Well, yes, this is spider wood. It was left over from one of your other aquariums, and although it's been in an aquarium before, I'm a little afraid that it will not stay sunk. If you add some rocks, it might help hold that wood down. Oh yeah? Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to put this in the corner. I like to keep it kind of off center. I like to have a real heavy with with one type of thing on one side and maybe something softer like plants on the other side. So I'm going to kind of stick it over to one side, and let's see, I've got some rocks, but nothing I can subtly hold this thing down with. I could just do something like that. We'll see here. That's a really huge rock. All these rocks are left over too, so some of them are weird colors and other things. We'll see. River stones really break up all the black from the bottom here. A variety of colors and stuff helps too. This kind of makes it more interesting to look at. I really hope that sinks. We got a few more here. Just gonna spread them around a little bit. Now I'll also have a little container of plants. So what's up with the plants in there? Where did you get those? These actually came from your tanks. Oh yeah? Which ones are they? Let's see. I've got a couple of different things. I believe this is a cryptochord. This is another plant that I've had it for so long I've forgotten what it was. This came out of my 56 gallon. And you folks at home, if you'd like to comment, if you know approximately what this plant might be, feel free to leave a comment below. But I've got that. That's probably going to go right there. And I've got some Anubis from the 12 gallon. This actually started off in this tank a long time ago, and it's returning home. And that's going to go in here. And I've got another Crypt Wendetti Red. It's kind of huge, but I'm going to try to stick it in here. And I've got another rock, it appears. And I've got a smaller one. So that's all going to go in here. We'll pull it out for now. And let's get started here. You really want to put taller plants towards the back. Now just about every plant in here is going to be fairly large. So I'm going to stick this, which isn't visually very heavy, right here. And I can already tell that I probably do not have enough substrate. I was a little thin with the substrate, so I have to add a little bit more. You can do it. You can do it a handful at a time. It's a little messy. That's sort of a planting alternative. Oh my goodness. Alright, Anubis works best when it's attached to something. You kind of need something to hold it down. I've got a nice long piece here. I think, ooh, I just lost a leaf. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to run it along the bottom here, under this tree. I'm going to use this big rock here to sort of hold it down. And eventually those roots will dig into the substrate and take over. Alright, that's pretty nice. I'm going to stick this really large crypt in the back here. Again, sort of amongst the driftwood in the back here. This is a really large plant. Maybe too large in scale for this tank. We'll see what it looks like. There are all kinds of different cool ways to plant, but I've found that it's a lot easier just to kind of get it to where you want and then just dump a handful of gravel right on top. Seems to work pretty well. A couple of you made comments too about trimming the roots, and I do sometimes trim the roots out a little bit, but I've noticed also that, and the reason I don't occasionally is because it really helps keep the plants in place, especially on their first placement here. Helps keep everything, you know, settled down where it needs to be. Don't know what that is. That's ugly. Alright, and the smaller one I'll stick over here. Not small enough, I won't need to add. Maybe don't need to add a bunch of anything. This is just going to be a real simple, real quick setup. Just something pretty for my buddy's office. Everyone in our little cubicle area has an aquarium, just about. Not everyone, but most everyone. Okay, now that I've got the plants basically in, I'm wondering about the filter. Did I stick that in a bad spot? Now I think the filter comes out here and the intake tube is on this side, so this should work out fine. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add some water. I'm going to use this to diffuse some of the water coming in, so it doesn't just mess everything up. You squish your plants a little bit when you do this, but not too bad. Just don't crush them. You'll be alright. Let's see, where's my water? There. Okay, so now that I've got the water in, it's time to add the filter. Now this filter does have a bio wheel, and it sits inside of the hood here. So I'm just going to kind of put it in place. I'm actually trying to remember exactly how it fits. It fits like kind of off center like this. Okay. And I believe that's about it for it. And the hood. Goes on like so. And the little lid for maintaining the filter goes right here. And there we have it. Nice little 5-gallon aquarium setup, ready to go. And will look great in John's office. I can't wait to show him on Monday. Folks, that's about all I have for you today. I hope you're staying warm. It's been a really cold winter for us here in Tennessee, and even further up north, people like Dustin and Kentucky have just had tons of snow dumped on them lately, and here people are sliding around on the roads, the pond's been frozen over, it's just been an icy mess, and I hope you guys are staying warm up north from here. So that's all I have for you this week. We're going to be back next week with some more videos. This is Pecktec inviting you to follow your bliss and keep a clean tank. See you next week. Hey YouTube, this is Pecktec.
And C Alpha.
We're coming at you today with a new video about...
Wait. Coming at you today with a video. Who are you, the Rick? Why don't you just copy Mass Aquariums too while you're at it? Hey, this is Pecktec from Mass Aquariums.
Fine. Okay, we're starting over.
Hack.